from the Road with Dr. Jill Windy. I'm Dave Dufour, and to my left is Dr. Jill Windy. This is a show designed to tell you how to get the most out of RVing with your four-legged pets, your furry friends, your muzzled companions. I don't know what. I'm trying to come up with all kinds of metaphors and strange names here for the word. Anyway,
your new co-pilot.
Your new co-pilots, yes. Anyway, this is a show all about pets and having your pets on the road, where they bring us a lot of joy. And you can follow us, follow the show, and also provide input to the show by calling 877-578 RVNN and use extension 705. That goes right to Dr. Windy's voicemail, where you can ask a question, make a comment, make a suggestion, etc. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and also on Flickr. So we encourage you, send us photos of your furry four-legged friends. Is there another F word I can throw in there? Anyway, send us photos of your little pals, and also your questions, and help us make this show even better. What are we talking about today? We're talking about how to take care of your animal when things go wrong on the road,
That's
right?
Preparing for the unexpected.
Okay.
Absolutely. First aid and what to do when everybody gets sick on the road.
And it doesn't matter where you are. There's always a hazard awaiting your pets, and so that's the kind of thing you have to be careful of. So what do we need to know, and what do we need to do?
Well, anytime that you head out, you want to make sure that you have your pet's medical records with you, whether that's like reminder dates, a rabies tag and rabies certificate, any regular medications that your pet might need. Make sure you always have those with you when you're on the road. And there's really a lot of the accidents and the mishaps and injuries and illnesses really can be totally avoided if we just do a few preventive things to begin.
Okay, so and in terms of preparedness, what are the kinds of things that we can do?
Well, first of all, you want to know what some of the risks are going to be in the area that you're traveling to.
Okay.
Okay. Because they're going to be different in different regions.
Right.
Okay, so that's important. So talk to your veterinarian about possible risks. If you're sticking close to home, of course, we're going to know those really easily. If you're traveling to another part of the country, though, make sure and talk to them and say, hey, I'm heading out west, I'm heading to the southeast, whatever. And that way, we can help you define what maybe some of those risks are going to be.
Well, for example, like in southern part, are the big differences mainly in the area of parasites, or can they be, plant hazards, or all of the above, or what sorts of things are we particularly concerned about?
Well, all of the above.
Okay.
Okay. We have parasite issues that are in different places. There are different germs that we're going to see in different regions, different types of fungal infections, whatever. We also will see different injury hazards in different parts of the country.
Right.
So we're going to have potentially, so we don't have a lot of porcupines in Elkhart, but you may be traveling somewhere where you do. So you need to know what happens when your dog gets quilled, and those types of things. Snakes, scorpions, spiders, creepy crawlies, lions, tigers, bears, those types of things. So
lions, tigers, and bears.
That's right. You can make a movie like that.
Okay, all right.
And so you need to know what some of those mishaps that can be. And then don't forget, just in the campground or in your RV park, everybody travels with their pets. And so now you have all of the regular sort of dog-to-dog, cat-to-cat things that you have to worry about that you would no matter where you are. And remember that those pets are traveling all over as well. So wherever they've been.
You might be in Florida getting some germs from those evil dogs in Illinois, right?
Yeah, totally possible.
That's true. But now warm weather is typically, if you're going to warmer climates, which a lot of folks do when they're RVing, of course, in the wintertime, go south, that's where you're going to re-encounter certain parasites that you may not see up north, right?
Exactly.
But then the injury hazards might be different in, maybe a colder area, or depending on climate.
Right.
So, ice and snow has its own injury hazard as opposed to something that you might see in the southern areas. So,
exactly.
So besides keeping a travel history and making sure that you've got your pet's records up to date and maybe with you, if your doctor should be able to provide that kind of history. What's next then?
Well, the basics go a long way. We just have to remember that. So we don't want to let your pet run loose or unattended. That's pretty huge. And a lot of campgrounds have leash rules and guidelines and things anyway. And these are important not only for safety for your pets, but to keep these places as pet-friendly places. Because one of the more common reasons that places stop allowing pets to go in is because rules are ignored and bites and mishaps and things like that happen. So
It's hard to blame a campground owner if people keep bringing in animals that are either ill-behaved or uncontrolled in some way.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And of course, then that's also, not controlling your own pet is a hazard to your pet as well as to the other pets as well. So
absolutely. And also, we have to think about things like wildlife. So they get into trouble with wildlife and with each other. And don't forget about the weather. This is important. If you're planning on being gone an extended time away from your RV, you just have to remember that it can get hot in there. Likewise, it can get cold in there. Air conditioners break. Leaving heaters running unattended is not a good idea. Those types of things. So you have to be mindful of the weather as well.
Right, it's the same issue as you would have of leaving an animal in a car in the summertime. The overheating is always an issue, and that can be kind of a problem. So, all right, so you've taken all the precautions. You're being a good citizen,
right.
a good doobie, as we used to say when I was a kid, and you're taking good care of your animal. But something happens on the road. The fact is, you can plan that something will happen at some point or another, regardless of how careful you are. So what do we do then?
Well, I think the very first thing is just, like you said, know that something's going to happen. So eventually something is going to happen. So in our next segment, we are actually going to be going through a pet first aid kit and things that you'll need to have with you on the road, and some simple measures that you can take to make a big difference while you're on your way to your veterinarian. We'll also talk about some great ways to find a doctor nearby, no matter where you are.
Great. Stay with us.
For more TV like this from the world of RVs, head to rvnn.tv.